Yeah. Hello and welcome to Sydney United Sports Centre for the Round 16 League One men's match of the round between the Bulls FC Academy and the Northern Tigers. Yep, hello and welcome to Sydney United Sports Centre for the Round 16 League One men's match of the round as the Bulls FC Academy take on the Northern Tigers. Second v third here as Bulls just whip it right over the box. Well over the goal. Still 4 goals to the good. Tigers with not a lot of time left. Hopefully will look to take, oh, sweet. To Sydney United Sports Centre for a blockbuster League One Men's Round 16 match of the round as the third-placed Bulls FC Academy host second-placed Northern Tigers. Bo Clements with you here for Football New South Wales to take you through all of tonight's action. Now let's have a look at tonight's lineups. For the Northern Tigers, coached by Adam Hetz. Number 1, Elliot Carwadine. Number 2, Oliver Scott. Number 4, Koya Nakano. Number 6, Cole Mutton. Number 7, Jesse Spang. Number 8, Alexander Brown. Number 9, Kai Denton. Number 13, Lockie Mills. Number 14, Taylorson Dorigo. Number 16, Lachlan Lloyd gets the armband tonight. And number 17, Connor Rose. On the bench, number 19, Jonathan Green. 21, Bodie Denton. 24, Kyle Bennett. 29, Jake Da Silva. 33, Guy Johnson. And number 35, Nathan Mihalic. For Bulls FC Academy, coached by Nikolai Muller. In goal, number 80, Alexander Robinson. Number 5, Will Mackay. Number 6, Franz Deli. Number 9, Lachlan Satut. Number 10, Flynn Madden. Number 11, Zane Helwer. Number 17, Oliver Randazzo. Number 20, Sebastian Kurslovic. Number 24, Dean Bosniak. 27, Joshua Demevsky. And number 29, Ante Vojvodic. On the bench, number 7, Atia Waraga. Number 13, Matthew Jackson. Number 14, Luka Stejovski. Number 28, Andre Parks, as Kai Denton looks to get Spang through in on goal. We'll just finish off on the bench for 53 for the Bulls, Michael Kurslovic, and number 70, Franklin Yan. Now, both sides, as I have mentioned, second and third coming in with an absolute flourishing and bolstered side of attack, largely thanks to their explosive youthfulness. In particular, just off to our left, number 11, Zane Helwer for Bulls FC Academy, who boasts 12 goals to his name. But across the other side of the pitch, the man pressing the back line here now, number 9, Kai Denton for the Northern Tigers, 14 goals in 15 games. And the winner of tonight will take hold of second position, that being the promotion playoff spot. As Kai Denton is absolutely ripped into by Franz Deli. Back on his feet though, thankfully. Scott looking to exercise the full width of the pitch. Lloyd back out to Scott, looking to get the 1-2 going. Mackay tries to send it up the line, and Bulls can only manage to find the sideline. Scott. Mutton back to Carwadine. Looking for that early ball into Lloyd, who will almost certainly look to play a bit of that hold-up role in the number 10. I believe that was pulled back for that handball. Deli fizzes it over to Mackay. Vojvodic. Spang looking to press Robinson as he looks to go long. Carwadine will happily collect that one. Northern Tigers were match of the round last week as well. It's that late goal in the 92nd minute wrangled back a point as they were down to 10 men from the 16th minute onwards. It was Lockie Mills who took the honours of pulling his side back last week and has been given the nod. Whether that goal had anything to do with it, I'm not too sure, but will also have something to do with Oliver Franz being given that suspension last week. Mackay looks to sell the candy to Lloyd. Spang caught in a bull sandwich, but Lloyd comes away with it. Spang, that's a beautiful ball through for Kai Denton. Back to goal, laying it off to Lachlan Lloyd. Shot blocked. Spang. Little back heel, and again, Bulls doing well. Helware dropping back to double team Spang there. And Lloyd wins a corner. The Tigers, they have been struggling in recent weeks, losing 5-0 to the Rotherham Lions and then somehow flipping the script and putting 5 up against Dulwich Hill. They've only won one of their last 5. They really need to get the wheels out of the mud if they want to stay on track for 2025. Just swung into the near post. Mackay. Half a block, and final touch comes off Connor Rose. The Tigers have certainly started on the front foot in the opening 6.5 minutes. Bulls no different to quite a few other A-League Academy setups. Committed to playing out from the back as Mackay has gotten the fortunate bounce and has freed up Helware. One-on-one with Mutton, and Mackay's continued that run down the left flank. And Nakano got the clearance and then was copped pretty late by Mackay, and he's been given some back in return by the Tigers. See just how much this fixture really is important to both sides. So we've just ticked over the halfway mark of the season. It was the Tigers who won 2-1 when these sides met in round one. It's Lockie Lloyd and Beltram Woodward both on the score sheet for the Tigers on that occasion. It's Will Mackay back on his feet and at left back, and Connor Rose being given a bit of a first and last warning, I would imagine, for the after whistle antics. Denton launched himself at it, but the Bulls come away with it. Kerslovich, Robinson, opts for Mackay on the left. Delhi, look at the sea of striped shirts in between Friends Delhi and any other Bulls player. Lloyd, dispossessed there. Delhi poking it through. Madden, fortunate bounce. Now Zane Helware on the edge of the area. Mackay able to keep it in. Must have been pretty confident that it was going to be Tigers' possession. Delivery to the back post looking for Helware. Scott sat it back up, but Northern Tigers do well to clear their lines. Will Mackay will be bringing it straight back though. Scott. Bulls pressing high, making life difficult. And the script has flipped on the opening 5 minutes. Now the Bulls are the ones turning up the heat. Just a lapse in communication, it seems. Satut misreading the pass. Tigers doing well to swing the ball from right to left and try to use these wing backs to stretch that midfield line of the Bulls as it's clipped in, looking for Spang. Vojvodic does well to make sure it doesn't go all that way. Denton looked to lay it off, but no Tiger making that support run. Helware's ball smothered on the way over. DeRigo turns the ball over. Vojvodic out to Mackay. Madden forced to turn back the other way. It's a brilliant little burst of speed there into the area. Go the Bulls. And lining up with a shot, Randazzo out to Satut. Straight away, it looks like DeRigo had copped the shot on the wrong side of the face. Immediately, referee Eric Saba calling halt to check on the welfare of the player. Carwadine will return possession to the Bulls. Back underway, Helware. A lot of space on the left-hand side, and Bulls look to shift that way. Tigers, they do well there. Mutton back to Carwadine. Mackay, for counting interceptions, has probably already got 4 or 5. Living life on the edge there, Carwadine. Bosniak trying to shut him down. Rose down the left-hand side now. Lloyd back to Rose. Scott hugging the touchline, looking to make that 1-2, and I had picked up Scott is a massive fan of having those little combinations on the short side as he floats a header back across the face of goal. Scott was doing really well last week against NSW, particularly in that opening 15 when they had the even man. Kai Denson off the top corner. And the chance is still alive for the Tigers. And wrapped towards goal and a fingertip save by Robinson. Fantastic shot wrapped around by Talis and Dorigo. And Alex Robinson, all that stood. Tigers with the short corner, but delivery not finding a Tiger. They'll recycle possession though. Scott. Denton just has his pocket picked. The Tigers go the other way. Scott, he's stayed on side. And Spang just can't get his footing. And more trouble here as Mills dispossess the Bulls. Scott goes to ground, no whistle. Bosniak kept riding the challenges until one of them paid out. Absolute lively affair on the opening quarter of an hour here at Sydney United Sports Centre. And if you've just tuned in, it's second plays third at the moment. 1 point the difference on the table. The Northern Tigers on 29 points, Bulls on 28. Southern District Raiders on 34, so they'll remain untouched regardless of their result this weekend. I'm not sure if they're actually playing or if that game has been called off yet. And Mackay with a rare error. Put off by the presence of Brown. Now Scott into Brown. Lloyd looking to turn the corner, but it was won well by Randazzo. Delhi. Out wide for Demevsky. And now here come the Bulls. If Satut can keep it in which he does. It's dispossessed before Demevsky can get on the end of the ball inside. Satut makes amends. Delhi. Brown there. Given quite a heavy shoulder check. Brown. Nearly cut out there by Bosniak. Mutton out to Scott. There's not a lot of striped shirts on this right-hand side. A trio of Bulls do enough to squeeze Oliver Scott into an error. It's 4-0 in the under-20s Bulls FC Academy winners in the match prior to this. As Demevsky drops it off to Randazzo. Tigers starting to sit into more of their flat five in defence. The early warning signs of Satut and Helwer have started to sort of peg them back. Defending in a 5-3-2 with Spang and Denton. Now they look to expand. Rose. Cross to Mills. Scott. Skips past Helwer, gets the 1-2 with Denton. A brilliant challenge from Satut. Brown had just got the pass behind him, wasn't able to help it on its way. Now Scott just trickles his way over to the sideline. Now on the ball. Looks to fizz one in. Spang. Denton goes up with Kurslovic. Vojvodic will nod it out to Mackay. Mills does enough to put Bosniak off balance. The Bulls all the way up to halfway, and they've, the moment they had done that, caught 4 Northern Tigers offside. Lloyd nearly gets it caught up with Dorigo. Expansive football here from the Tigers as they look to go down to the touchline for Brown. It'll just evade the midfielder. Bulls building out from the back. Mackay. Got past Scott, but Brown looked a lot worse, Mackay, going through the air than the initial contacts. And I worry that's actually the shoulder when he landed, which is the concern. Mackay still just clutching at that right shoulder. Back on his feet. Vojvodic and Kurslovic. Spang and Denton not sucked in by the 1s and 2s between the two centre halves. Now Rose looks to put the squeeze on Demevsky. Bulls enjoying a little spell of possession, and as soon as they step forward, turn it over. Scott. Waited for Bosniak to bite before dropping it back off to Mutton. Nakano looking to go over the top. Brown's made the run. It looked a little awkward there, but Robinson comfortable enough. gets the deflection. Tigers win the ball. Rose skipping through a sea of Bulls. And now Madden. Finally, the Bulls get it free. Can they go the other way? No, Nakano, the janitor at the back. And now it's the Bulls, who are a little standoffish in the attacking third from a pressing standpoint. Substitute dropping it off for Madden, who's certainly not been in the scoring as much as he would have liked. But here he is now, Flynn Madden! Just across the face of goal. Still 3 goals for Finn. I'd love to have added a 4th there. First real chance at goal for Bulls FC Academy this evening. Both sides being really conservative in their attacking press. Mills. Forced back to Carwadine, which Bulls will be more than happy with that there. Denton. Sizing up Kurslovic with a run of Lloyd in behind. Just can't get that crucial touch to bring it under control. Quarter of the game gone. It's really been a fairly evenly contested matchup. Vojvodic down the line. Scott, the first one to get the read on it. Mutton will look to go the other way for Spang. Can he drop it off to Brown? Yes, he can with the touch. Picked up. And it's play on now. Scott through for Kai Denton. Flagger, stay down. And on the second time now, Kai Denton called offside. Helwer was brushed off there by Ollie Scott. Madden. Being manhandled there by Dorigo. Eric Saba finally calls a halt to that play. Kurslovic. Randazzo out to Mackay. Helwer looking to turn the burners on. Ollie Scott did well to put the pressure on, but there's a chance for a moment with Madden. Mackay now looking to go again. Demevsky into Delhi. Delhi picking it up in traffic, finding Randazzo. All Tigers camped in their own half for the moment. I've had plenty of practice of that last week. Denton looking for the foul, which was never paid his way. Helwer one-on-one with Scott. Floating it in Good composure there from Alexander Brown. Scott into Spang. No advantage, so they'll take it back. Mills just slices it under the pressure from Bosniak. Vojvodic out to Kerslovic. Down with Demevski. Mackay. Helware. Brown. Looks to switch the play, but it's cut off by Demevski. Dorito has a poor touch, which returns possession to the Bulls. Madden, again, the heavy touches in the final third, really letting the Bulls down here. Tigers living a bit too dangerously, if you ask me. Looking to play out from their own ends, but they've gotten away with it there. Scott into Brown. Able to evade the press and drop it off to Mutton. Nakano looking to lose his marker. Satut again with another brilliant challenge. Mutton out to Mills. Denton was in behind Mackay there. If Mills had have looked inside. Brown. Denton wraps one in, looking to the back post. Robinson will manage to scramble his way over to prevent it from going behind for the corner. Mackay linking up with Randazzo. A touch heavy as Lloyd picks up. No foul there, says Eric Saba, centre referee for this evening. And Will Mackay out of possession, still just checking that right shoulder. Brought it down a bit, brought down to ground about 10 minutes or so ago. Delhi. Trying the diag. It's read well by Oliver Scott. Brown looking to put the pressure on Vojvodic. It's paid dividends there. But Mackay straight away looking to go the other way. Mutton rifles it. There into Madden. It looks like, as I mentioned just a few moments ago, that right shoulder for Will Mackay. Still a pressing issue for the young left back. Bulls will be forced to go to the bench. Number 13, Matthew Jackson, will be the man to take his place. Quite a decent stint in the opening 33 minutes for Mackay, but unfortunately that will be his night. See, Kai Denton has shifted over to this right-hand side. We'll see perhaps Tigers look to attack this right-hand side right with a fresh left back on who hasn't got that match readiness mentally. Denton out wide for Rose. Rifled. Stinging the palms there of Alexander Robinson. Nakano, I was going to say he did well to get the shoulder in front of Satut, but then put it so far off mark that Carwood Inc. wasn't able to stop it from going behind for a corner. Line astern on the edge of the area. Now take their positions. Randazzo back out to Demevsky, but looks like the chance is done. Bulls will recycle anyway. And Madden nearly picked off by Rose. Just mistimed the touch, and it'll still go out for the Tigers throw. Just over 9 to play of regular time here. Probably a minute or so added on. The injuries to Will Mackay seems still just on the sideline at the moment. Not really getting that shoulder check too much, but perhaps scans or something of the sort afterwards. Still quite a solid half an hour performance. Unfortunately, that being all he could manage. Rose. Great touch over Demevsky. Can they slide it to the right with Brown? Scott floating it. Not enough bend on it to trouble Robinson. Satut gets the flick on. Mutton returns serve. Madden goes back through traffic, falling. No whistle, play on. Spang, touch around Kurslovic. Just doesn't have the legs. Jackson, first real touch, and exactly what I'd mentioned before, not being sort of warmed up into the game. His first touch, finding the sideline. Lloyd tries to turn it with his chest. That's better from Jackson in a tight area. Robinson back into Jackson. Hellware under pressure from Scott, gives it to Lloyd. Denton hunts after the ball. Deflection there as the ball is coming across. Rose. Madden with a poor touch getting it out of the area. Nakano will recycle. Brown. There's just not a lot of movement there for him to pick from, but opts for Rose on the touchline. On the right foot to Spang. Just over the bar. Real static there from a lot of the Northern Tigers in that area. Good improvisation there from Rose, putting it back on the right. Just check the scores around the grounds quickly. Bankstown City Lions 3 against a 10-men Southern District Raiders outfit. So that really makes things interesting. Tigers come away with a win tonight. They will go 2 points behind the Southern District Raiders, and Bulls being 6 behind will cut that down to 3. NSW 2-1 winners over Bonnyrigg. Hakoa 2-0 winners over Dulwich Hill. And all the other 7 o'clock games, all goalless. Denton now, Lloyd on the edge of the area. And safe hands, Alex Robinson. So Hills United and Macarthur Rams both 0-0. Mounties Wanderers and Canterbury Bankstown Berries 0-0. And Inter Lions and Newcastle Jets Youth 0-0 as well. Bosniak. And as soon as DeRigo committed to that challenge, what the result was going to be. And Hellware straight away the first one to go and pick up the ball. 12 goals to his name for 2025. Quite an audacious spot to add a 13th, you would hope. Hellware for Bulls. Around the wall. Can't catch out Carwadine. Still Bulls yet to register a shot on target in this opening 41 minutes. At that Flynn Madden opportunity, which just trickled across the face of goal. Scott just clipped on the top of the boot by Hellware. Now Alexander Brown goes to the ground, just indicating to the physio that closely, as I mentioned before, it was 2-1 in the first time these two sides met. And a goal scorer for the Bulls, Arita Waraga, not in the starting lineup this evening. did score in their last match of the round. The Bulls Academy back in round 12 in that 2-1 win over Southern District Raiders. And who else but Zane Helwer would have been the other one, of course. Mills. Scott has his pass cut out by Satut. And Nakano sort of falls into the ball and wins the foul. Mutton looks to get that reverse pass, but doesn't put enough direction on it to send it wide. The Northern Tigers coaches quite annoyed with the timeliness of the Northern Tigers press. Eventually, when they do turn it on, they win the ball back. Madden, really good challenge there. It's Randazzo, in fact. Now Satut out to Jackson. Helwer, haven't heard much from him lately. Cutting in, Zane Helwer lets one rip. Carwadine just puts it up. Will go out for a corner. Short corner, Delhi linking up with Helwer. To the back post they go. Demevsky into Bosniak. An absolute mess at the moment. And Eric Saba will pay the foul to the Northern Tigers. Say probably another minute of added time. Denton can't get a touch. Kerslovich over the side. Denton. Long throw, and it's bundling, and Lloyd sort of threw himself at it to take possession off Robinson, and that will be the final bit of action for the first half. No goals, but plenty of action here at Sydney United Sports Centre. It's 0-0 between the Bulls FC Academy and Northern Tigers. We'll be back shortly with the second half of the round 16 League One men's match of the round. Hello and welcome back to the second half of the League One New South Wales Men's Round 16 match of the round. The Northern Tigers will get us underway in what I can only assume is going to be a hoof it and pray type of situation, and in fact it will be. Looking for Kai Denton. Rose got the ball inside. Bulls clean it up for now. At halftime, Nikolai Muller has gone to his bench. Lachlan Satut has come off, and the number 7, Arita Waraga, has come on in replacement of him. Denton looks to get a ball in. Delhi turns it over to Dorigo. Makes amends. And now Tigers short at the back. Scott, a really messy opening 60 seconds. Demevsky, very soft foul, but one that was definitely payable. Demevsky. Kurslavich out to Demevsky. Looking there for Hellware, but Scott got there first. And he's turned it over. Bosniak, this is dangerous for the Bulls. Randazzo opening it up. Hellware on the edge of the area. Looks to get the better of Mills. Mills does more than enough to force him off balance. Floats over the head of Spang, and Bulls will regain possession. No change for Adam Hett's side at halftime, so Arita Waraga being the only new face in the second half. Matthew Jackson on in the 33rd minute for Will Mackay, the injured left back for Bulls, as Lloyd holds it up on the edge of the area. Denton and Brown. Almost hard to tell the difference between the two with the orange boots. Hellwet just prods it through for Jackson, and the touch too heavy invited the tackle of Mills. Bosniak dropping in to create an option. Delhi for Demevsky. See if the inclusion of Waraga looks to get him more involved. And here he is now, Waraga. And again, same thing happened in the first half. Nakano clearing the ball and then getting a very late touch. It was Will Mackay in the first half. Committed that similar foul. Closest that Bulls have really come as Flynn Madden shot about half an hour into the first half, just flashed it low and hard across the face of goal. Kai Denton Hitting the top corner with a crossbar and post connect. Hellware bursting into open space now. Has Mutton sidetracking. Switches it out to Demevsky. Tigers get numbers behind the ball. Delhi looking to bring Hellware back into the mix. Lloyd's heavy touch. Waranga will pick that up and go again. Delhi to Demevsky. Cheeky there from Delhi. Torrigo and Lloyd connecting in tight areas. Spang looking to put the pressure on. Hasn't had too much to do this evening as Jesse Spang. Jackson. Waraga. Delhi zipping it out to Vojevic. Tigers again defending in their 5-3-2. Making things really compact in between the lines. See just how difficult it is. Dean Bosniak dropping in, trying to create a hole, find something for the Bulls to exploit. They go his way again, but Nakano gets his body in the way. He's just been thrown around by the Bulls. And the pressure from Waraga pays dividends. Bosniak able to turn the corner past Arrigo. There was a tug at the shirt. Randazzo. Well wide, but worth a try with how deep Tigers have been sitting there, becoming ever increasingly more difficult to break down. Kono, Delhi's outstretched boot, just can't cut it out. Brown, back across for Denton. Kai Denton in behind for the Tigers. Kai Denton here! On the second time of asking, slots at home. And the Tigers open the scoring just shy of an hour played. Kurslovic thought he'd done enough to block the opportunity. But fortune favouring the bold, and Kai Denton is the boldest of them all with 16 in 16. We weren't sure which Northern Tigers were going to rock up tonight. The shaky form that they've come into this evening's match with. They've made life quite difficult for the Bulls, and now how do the Bulls respond being a goal down? Demevsky. Great awareness too from Alexander Brown to go back the other way for that Kai Denton goal. Still no changes yet to be made by Adam Het. Tigers press, forcing the Bulls to go back to Kerslovich. Helwet to show a bit of flair and wins a foul. Saba telling Jackson to take a few paces back. Helwet with a delivery. Blocked by the first man. Spang. Denton holding it up, just hoping for some sort of support, and that's a massive challenge. Demevsky on Lloyd. Play on, says Eric Saba. Demevsky inside for Madden. Bosniak. Madden! Takes a touch on the way over. Just have a quick look at the replay. Looks like Demevsky, well, looks like he's gotten the ball first, but then the follow through is what catches Lloyd. Dorigo getting his body there in the way of the Madden shot, taking it away from goal. Delhi just creeping over to create that short option, and that's exactly where they'll go. Brown takes the sting out of it. And the linesman has indicated another corner for the Bulls. I can't exactly tell from this angle, but regardless, Helware with a delivery. Back post, it's nodded away. Still a chance with Madden. Dorigo puts it straight back to him. Randazzo floating one across. Tigers win the foul and get away with that. Brown looks to let it run. Vojvodic got the crucial touch to stop the run. Tigers looking to play the ball down the line a lot more direct now. Both Demevsky and Jackson being given a bit more freedom to go forward, and then being caught on the counter-attack. Demevsky nowhere to be found when Kai Denton was put through on goal. Waraga, brilliant touch. Demevsky pirouettes away from danger. Vojvodic into Jackson. Looking for the run of Bosniak. Mutton nods it away. Scott hoofs it clear. Tigers stepping their line up. Madden. Great challenge there from Mills. Prevents Jackson cutting through the line. We've just ticked over the hour mark. Tigers certainly finding a new level of confidence after reaching the front. Throwers rifled low into Jesse Spang. Bulls now go to work. Vojvodic. Now with Jackson. Robinson. Demevsky. How he had managed to even keep the ball for that long, I was astounded. Dorigo unable to find Denton nor Nakano. Plenty of the Tigers warming up, still down on the right-hand side. Het hasn't yet called for any one of them to give a few final instructions to. Jackson having a bit of a grappling session there with Oliver Scott. Brown and Rose. It's quite open on this left-hand side. Lloyd pokes it through, but Denton was offside. Demevsky, and now Rose have been caught in two minds. Gets away with that one. Madden tried finding the open Waraga. Delhi brought down by Demevsky. Brilliant composure there from Demevsky. Randazzo can't get the touch, and now Spain can make them regret that. Denton quite clearly the long throw specialist. Shades of Rory Delap. It's dropped all the way through to Lloyd. Spang! Strong save that needed to be made by Robinson. Bulls send it clear. Now Mutton. Tight area there. Rose to bring it down right on the touchline. Now Denton will look to get a ball in. Looked to, but wasn't able to. Bosniak. Awkward tangle there between Madden and Dorigo. Now Bosniak with it. Demevsky. Bit of a spark of life in this 10 minutes or so since the goal. Another Bulls player being given instructions. Look to that bench. Imagine next 5 minutes or so. Waraga sells the candy, drives to the byline. Got a bit too eager to find touch. Eventually crossed the line. So it's the 58, which I believe will be Michael Kerslovich. Waraga blocking the clearance of Rose. Delhi, he's been given much more of a freer license to roam. Randazzo. Hellwet. Brown not fooled by the antics. Spang nearly picking the pocket there of Kerslovich. Flynn Madden, the number 10. Will have his number called. Back underway now. Nakano to Rose. And Waraga. That's the second time now. Waraga has gotten away with it. Certainly now, with the weather cooling down, those quick flash contact injuries stinging for a lot longer than they would in months prior. Pretty poor out over the side with no chance for a Tiger to get a touch. Robertson out to Jackson. Bosniak into Randazzo, and that was something of a hospital pass. But Bosniak recouped it. Waraga unable to keep it in. Rose still gripping at the ankle. At Waraga, a pretty decent swipe at. Randazzo. Now with Jackson. Space to run into Hellware further up the road. That's exactly where he will go. Sebastian Kurslovic. Waraga. Getting the 1-2, Waraga still going. Delhi. Going to ground, waved away. Tigers get away with that little blip on the radar. Demevsky now cutting inside. Delhi on the half turn. Bosniak in for Randazzo. Promising build up from the Bulls. Randazzo. Helware turns his man brilliantly. Can he cut it back? Across the face of goal. Demevsky onto the left. Can't get a shot off. And that is really just a great summation of the Bulls' night thus far. A tale of almosts. Last touch off Spang. Kurslovic get the ball right back into play. That back five will have to be super disciplined for the next 18 minutes. That's a great start for them. His final charge home with the 1-0 lead. Kurslovic looking for his brother. And Lloyd beats Kurslovic out there. Trying to do a bit too much. Mills. Great composure to size up his options. Spang trying to cut left when the ball's outside on his right. Waraga looking to clip it in for Kurslovic. Lloyd will come away with it. Reverse pass looking for Rose and just too much on it. Kurslovic under pressure. Denton puts that one in the car park. Delhi. Kurslovic got the touch, but it was just held up for Dorigo. Demevsky, acrobatic touch and great use of the body to get it up the line to Waraga. Jackson in for Randazzo, skips past one man. Continuing the run is Helware now. Zane Helware Took a deflection. Waraga will get another go at it. Know exactly where he wants to go. That Northern Tigers goal line. I thought that Oliver's got a bit of a nick on the way through. And then Matthew Jackson tried to keep it in, so he must have had a better view of it down there and determined that Oliver Scott did not. $14 and some change to go here at Sydney United Sports Centre. We enter the second half of the 2025 League One New South Wales men's season. Southern District Raiders going home empty-handed against the Bankstown City Lions earlier today, as I mentioned. So a win here for the Northern Tigers will see them go 2 points shy of the Southern District Raiders. Of course, that first place spot in League One is an automatic promotion spot. And second plays second from bottom in the NPL. Robinson puts up a lot of backspin. Rose with the first, Arrigo with the second. Kurslovich with the third, and now playing a bit of table tennis. Eventually, Lloyd will get it out to Rose. And now the Tigers backpedaling. Carwadine sends it clear out over the side low, so Bulls again pin the Tigers in their own half and try to find this equaliser somehow. Helwet, impressive run, but came to naught. Going again is Randazzo, linking with Bosniak. Randazzo across the face, Bosniak. And Lloyd finally clears now, 2v2. Kai Denton making the run. Spang didn't find it. Into Brown, can they go again? Lloyd on the left. Flagger stayed down, Spang gets a ball in. Kai Denton can't get the touch. Threw everything he had behind that, Kai Denton, but couldn't intersect the pass. But really have to ask the question of Spang, why not feed Kai Denton through their first time? Sure, that'll be something they look back in the film session, training in the following week. Now number 14 for the Bulls will be Luka Stojovski. Number 20 of Sebastian Kurslovich, so one Kurslovich on, one Kurslovich shortly thereafter off. So it looks that Bulls are transferring to a back three. That substitute Stojovski. Delhi now out to Waraga. Delhi. Waraga to the back post, nodded away. Randazzo out to Helwe. Cutting onto that right. And turned in, deflected off Mutton. Wrong foot Carwadine. And with 10 to go, we are deadlock. I said at the start of the game, there are two men to keep an eye on, Kai Denton and Zane Helware. Who do you think's on the score sheet? And now you have to say, what is the game plan for the Bulls? Because they've just taken off a centre half and moved to that back three. They brought on Stoyovsky, who looks to be playing sort of now in the 10. Looks like Waraga has moved to right back, actually, so I'm having to do a bit of mental gymnastics to figure out this new layout, but now Brown feeding it through for Rose. Can they pull the lead again? Massive, massive challenge there from Vojtovic. Brown cutting through. I mean, it does look like a back three with Waraga now at right wing back with Stoyovsky on it. Quite frantic at the moment. Delivery to the back post. Brown was there lurking. And Waraga will look to start the counter. And now this is where you really get a good read of the body language. Oliver Scott returning the ball, so in his mind, he still thinks Northern Tigers have got time to go and win this. If he didn't, obviously he'd just let the ball run, try and bleed another 10 seconds off the clock. Dorigo just maybe putting in a late application to Laurie Daly for the Origin side. Bulls go again. Daly doesn't get the kind of pass he was hoping for Demevsky, but still with it anyway. Randazzo to Helware. Just gets his feet mixed up. So if you're Southern District Raiders, you're sort of happy with this scoreline, especially after how their match earlier turned out and Stoyovsky pleading his case with the linesman that the final touch did come off Connor Rose. Eric Saba hearing none of it. Spang heads it inside. Randazzo, well, he's lucky that's that. Oh, it's still on the plot of land, but well outside the stadium. Yeah, 6 to go here. Plus added time. Imagine we'll have a little bit of that. Probably 2 or 3 minutes. So still, if you're Southern District Raiders, you'd be watching this with peaking interest, especially after Bulls pegged back the Northern Tigers. And now Bosniak is sort of caught Kawadin off his line. Kurslovic had it in line with the goal, but way too much height on it. Jesse Spang come to the sideline with 5 minutes to go. That's the first change for Adam Hett's Northern Tigers. So the number 33 of Guy Johnson will partner Lockie Lloyd and Kai Denton. Kai's moved out to the right-hand side. Lloyd's taken that number 9 spot. And the press with Stoyovsky, that extra man in midfield, certainly making it harder for the Tigers to come out. So I am quite positive in saying that that is a back 3. Demevsky's still playing with the mindset of a right back going forward. But Bosniak has picked the pocket here. Helware, can he punish them? Zane Helware! Not on that occasion. This is really just thrown a spanner in the works, this Stoyovsky substitution for Kerslovic. But what really has thrown the spanner in the works is the goal, because Stoyovsky has come on with the ambitions of finding the equaliser. They found it without him really having to get involved. He might add to the winner, perhaps. Kerslovic has his delivery blocked. Down the line, Johnson looking for the run of Denton. Had already been made. Johnson too late to the party. Looks like the remaining Tigers will just trudge to the bench and take their spots again. Stoyovsky off to Waraga. And an unforced error. A relief for the Northern Tigers. Nakano into Dorigo. Brown searching for the run of Denton. I did think Denton was half a metre or so offside, and in fact he was. Now Demevsky is tried to play Jackson, and he's turned the ball straight back over. What I was talking about before, now going to that back 3. Jackson isn't as high up as what he originally would have been. Stoyovsky, though, he's found space. It's 3-on-2 for the Bulls. Dean Bosniak. Dean Bosniak just rifles it wide. And that really was the time to put the foot on the throat and put the game to bed. Mutton, with his wealth of experience over this young academy side, did enough time, held it up long enough, did enough to buy time, and made the shot difficult for Bosniak to put on goal. Jackson looking to burst down the left-hand side. Stoyovsky making the run. Bosniak in the area. Mutton will put it back up. Denton sets Johnson in a race up against Jackson. Dorigo. Oliver Scott, haven't said his name in quite a while. Demevsky picked off by Rose. Demevsky looking to make amends. And I'd have to say that this foul was almost ended up benefiting the Bulls. Lachlan Lloyd was in acres of space on this left-hand side again, with Demevsky being caught out. Now we've got another change. Jonathan Green, number 19. Now, we know from last week, Tigers can score in stoppage time to find a winner. And I'll tell you what, last year, Nepean FC, They were down 1-0 for a large part of the game. Lockie Lloyd found a goal, and then in the 97th, they found a winner. Can they do it again tonight? To the back post they go. Quite a disappointing delivery, and now the young Bulls are charging. Stojovski making the run. Can he get the touch to take it away? No, he can't. Carwadine will pick that up. Now Carwadine. This is really starting to get messy from the Tigers. They've got to be careful that they don't let the 1 point that they have in their hands at the moment slip. So a minute or two left of added time. Seems that only Bulls can really go ahead and win this. They're both just really getting quite sloppy in the tail end of this fixture. Randazzo. That's a terrific ball for Helwer if he can keep it in. He can, in fact. He puts it up too high for anyone to really get any purchase on it. More defending to do. Demevsky into Delhi. Delhi again for Demevsky. Inside for Waraga. And Nakano, all-important challenge. And wins the goal kick as well. Superb individual effort there from Koya Nakano. Been beaten around for large parts of this game. It's just gone to work here for the Northern Tigers this evening. But there's still a bit more to do. Kurslovic stood up by Mills. And it'll tease the sideline without crossing. Demevsky. Stojovski. Demevsky looking to punch through that hole. Waraga gets a ball through for Bosniak. Thumped clear by Mills. Still alive, though, for the Bulls. Demevsky. Deflection for Waraga. Stojovski floats a ball in. Flags up for Kurslovic. Now, how keen is Carwadine to now try and find the winner for the Tigers? They've just spent the last 5 minutes or so camped in their own ends. We're into the 94th minute. How much time do we have left? Eric Saba. Guy Johnson. Green, the ball to the back post. Kai Denton! Kai Denton can't put it back across the face of goal. And the points, after all is said and done, will be shared between the Bulls and the Tigers. A goal apiece by the two front runners for their respective